Unit 1, pronounce it. In this video, we're going to learn how to pronounce the vocabulary in Unit 1. Open your textbook to page 21 and have a pen or pencil handy so you can take notes. Pause the video at any time if you need to practice. First on our list is ni. Ni means you. And the pinyin here, the N sounds very much like our N, but the I sounds like the E in B, but not exactly. So to get more accurate, it's helpful to smile, a big smile, when you say E. So we come up with ni, and ni is third tone. So let's try this 3 times together. Ni, ni, ni. Excellent. Next we have hao, which means good. So the H in pinyin sounds pretty much like our H, but this A and O kind of sounds like ow, with this O here being very light, which means you shouldn't close your mouth and purse your lips as you finish saying it. You want to keep your mouth open at the end. So we come up with ah, ah, ah. So let's try it together 3 times. This is the third tone. Hao, hao, hao. And in our text, we took the word you, ni, and good, hao, to make the word for Chinese hello. So let's try this together 3 times. This is the Chinese word for hello. Ni hao, ni hao, ni hao. Excellent. I'll point out to you that in Chinese, when you have a word where both characters are the third tone, ni and hao, the tone for the first character changes to the second tone. So you shouldn't be saying ni hao. You should be saying ni hao, ni hao. Next we have qing, which means please. So in pinyin, the Q sounds like this our CH sound. And when you see a Q and an I together, it sounds like chi, like in the word cheap, like this is a cheap cell phone, except without the P, of course. So, and you're smiling when you're pronouncing this E sound here. So we come up with chi. And so it's actually like saying cheap, but smiling, and instead of putting a P on the end, you put an NG on the end. Qing. And this is third tone. So let's try this together 3 times. Qing, qing, qing. Excellent. Next we have when, which means ask. And so the W in pinyin sounds like our W, and this EN sounds like the N in taken. So we come up with when. And this is a 4th tone word, so let's pronounce that. 4th tone is very quick and sudden. When. 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 Excellent. And in our text, we took the word qing, which means please, and when, which means ask, to form the Chinese word for excuse me or pardon me. So let's try that together. 请问，请问，请问. Great. Next we have gui. The more common meaning of gui is expensive, but in this unit we learned that it also means last name. The very simple explanation for how to pronounce this is it sounds like the word way, like which way to Boston, with a G in front of it, gui. But more accurately, this UI sounds like an U and A, like when Fonzie says A, ue, ue, gui. So let's put it together quickly. It's 4th tone, so we pronounce it sharply 3 times. Gui. 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 Excellent. Next we have xing, which means last name. And again, this xi sounds like xi, and you're smiling when you're pronouncing the e. So it's kind of like saying the word sheep, smiling, sheep, but instead of a p on the end, it's an ng on the end. Xing, xing, and you're smiling while you're saying it. Xing, and it's fourth tone. So let's try it together. Xing, xing, xing. So we put this together with ni and gui xing to form the question, what is your last name? And this is the polite way of asking someone's last name when you're meeting them for the first time. Let's try this together. Ni gui xing. Ni gui xing. Ni gui xing. Excellent. Next we have 我. And this O, the W sounds like our W. This O sounds like ah in the throat. So say the word da, and pay attention to where the is. The is coming from deep in your throat. Now just keep it at the same place in your throat, but change it from an to an ah. And then we put a W before it, and we come up with 我, 我, and it's third tone. So let's try this together 3 times. 我, 我, 我. Excellent. Next we have na, which is the question particle. It was used together with ni to form Nina, to ask, and what about you? So very simply, this e, when it comes after, when it comes at the end of a Chinese word in pinyin, this e sounds just like our in the word da. It's in the throat. And when you make the different tones for it, the tones are in the throat. Now, na has no tone. It's neutral. So it's just going to sound like na. So let's try this 3 times together. Na. 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 Excellent. And now let's put it together with ni to form the phrase, and what about you? Or how about you? 3 times. Ni na. Ni na. Ni na. Next we have 小姐, which means miss. So let's look at 小 first. So 小 means little, and the xi sounds like the xi, smiling, and then the ao sounds just like the ao and hao from ni hao. So you xi ao, and put it together. Xiao, and smile while you're saying xi, and it will help you pronounce it more accurately. Xiao. Let's try that 3 times. Xiao. 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 Excellent. All right. The ji is just like the xi, except it's going to sound like ji, and you're smiling while you're saying the e part, ji. And then this e here sounds like a like in bet, jie, jie, ji, ji, jie, jie. And it's third tone. Let's try that together 3 times. Jie, jie, jie. Now let's try the word miss. So we'll put xiao and jie together. And these are both third tones. So you remember what happens to the first character in a word where they're both third tones. This first one becomes a second tone. So we don't say xiao jie. We say xiao jie. So let's try that 3 times. Xiao jie, xiao jie, xiao jie. Excellent. Next we have jiao. It sounds very much like xiao, like it just now in xiaojie we had xiao, except it's a j instead of an x. So you smile again when you're saying it. Jiao, jiao, jiao. And this is a fourth tone, so we say it quickly and falling. So let's try this 3 times. Jiao, jiao. Remember the smile. Jiao.